بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. As usual, we get back with the rest of the Unit 6, and if you remember in the last lecture, we listened to the businessman and the fisherman, and before we complete with the exercises of this paragraph, let's listen to the some grammars concerning the topics that we deal with in the previous lectures. We will do a rapid review for what we are learned before, and let's listen to first of all to the past simple, and there is some spellings, grammar rules about how to add ed and the spelling rules. Let's listen, please.
6.1 Past simple. Spelling of regular verbs. The normal rule is to add ed. Work, worked. Start, started. If the verb ends in e, add d. Live, lived. Love, loved. Decide, decided. If the verb has only one syllable and one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant and add ed. Stop, stopped. Plan, planned. Verbs that end in a consonant and y change to ied. Study, studied. Carry, carried.
اوكي شباب، بالنسبة للاي دي نضيفها للفعل يتحول الى ماضي. اذا كان الفعل هو يعني فعل ما بي نهايته واي ولا نهايته صحيح مسبوق بعلة، فنضيف له اي دي فقط اي دي. اما اذا كان ينتهي باي فبس نضيف له دي. هسه لحد الان ماكو مشكلة. اذا كان الفعل ينتهي بحرف صحيح مسبوق بعلة وكان الكلمة مكونة من مقطع واحد، مثل stop، plan، شوفوها كلمة من مقطع واحد منتهية بصحيح قبل علة، و double the consonant sound، نضاعف حرف الصحيح، مثلا stop stopped، plan تصير planned. اوكي، أعيدها. إذا كانت الكلمة منتهية بصحيح قبل علة وكانت الكلمة من مقطع واحد، يعني مو مثل beautiful مقطعين beautiful هنا، أو interesting أو غيرها من الكلمات ذات المقطعين، يعني مقطع واحد double the consonant sound. زين، إذا كانت الكلمة تنتهي بحرف واي أوكي وقبل حرف صحيح، نقلب الواي إلى آي ونضيف إي دي. أكرر، إذا كانت الكلمة تنتهي بواي قبل صحيح نقلب الواي إلى آي ونضيف إي دي. هسه لحد الآن واضحة هاي بالنسبة للإي دي، تحويل الفعل إلى الماضي. القاعدة الثانية اللي هي، خلونا نسمع الباست سمبل.
6.2 Past simple. The past simple expresses a past action that is finished.
I lived in Rome when I was 6. She started school when she was 5.
The form of the past simple is the same in all persons. Positive. I lived in London in 1985. He lived in London in 1985. They lived in London in 1985. Here are some examples.
She moved to Chicago in 1984. You worked hard. I arrived late for the lesson. They played football all afternoon.
اخواني هنا يعني تعرفون الفعل يتحول للماضي بإضافة دي، والفعل من يتحول للماضي ما يتأثر بالفاعل سواء كان مفرد أو جمع. يعني I lived, he, she, it lived, you, we, they lived، ما يفرق يعني. أوكي. القاعدة الثالثة اللي هي irregular verbs، الأفعال غير القياسية.
6.3 Irregular verbs. To be is irregular and has two forms in the past: was and were. Other irregular verbs have only one form in the past: go, went, can, could. Here are some more examples.
Buy, bought, come, came, do, did, eat, ate, give, gave, leave, left.
هنا يحكي على موضوع الأفعال القياسية غير القياسية اللي هي was، وبالنسبة لبعض الأفعال مثلا be الماضي مالها was للمفرد وغير للجمع. الجو وين اختلفت هنا تماما. الكان could، هنا الباي bought، الكم came، الدو did، الeat ate، الgive gave، الليف left. وأعتقد قلت لكم صفحة 158 أعتقد قلت لكم نهاية الكتاب، أو 159 بالورك بوك. أكو أفعال غير قياسية مهمة جدا وبضرورة تحفظونها، لأن هي هاي أكثر الأفعال استخداما، هو حاصرهن بذني. أوكي. هسه خلونا نسمع هذا الفيديو، وهو حلو listening، هو عليه exercises ورا كل واحد، فأريدكم تسمعونه حتى بعدين do the exercises or tasks concerning this video.
Natalie Andreou is a professional dancer. She dances in theatre shows, films and television programmes. At the moment, Natalie lives in London and works in a theatre in the West End. People come from all over the world to see musicals in the West End of London. And Natalie worked hard to be a successful dancer in one of these musicals.
I grew up in a small town outside of London. My father was born in Cyprus and my mother was born in London, in England. They married in their early 20s in 1983, and I was born on the 14th of June 1985. I started dancing when I was 4 years old, so I was very young, but it was very exciting for me. Ballet was the first lesson I went to, and I went about 3 times a week. I studied dancing for years, but when I was about 10 years old, I wanted to stop. I didn't like my teacher, but my parents said, keep dancing, and I did, and I'm happy I did. It became fun again. I first thought about becoming a professional dancer at 16, but my parents wanted me to stay at school and study for my A-level exams, which I did, and then after my A-level exams, when I was 18, I first decided to become a professional dancer.
After she left school, Natalie moved to London to study.
I studied dance and musical theatre at a dance college in central London. The course was 3 years long. It was very tiring. I studied lots of different types of dance. I studied tap, ballet, jazz, hip-hop, singing and acting. It was very, very good fun though, a very exciting, very positive experience. I graduated in 2006.
When she finished college, Natalie looked for work as a professional dancer, but her first job wasn't in London.
About a month after I graduated from dance college, I got my first job as a professional dancer in a Christmas show called Jack and the Beanstalk. It was for 3 months in a town called Colchester in England. I earned about £300 a week, which was good for a first job. But it was very exciting and a great first job where I learned a lot.
But there are times when Natalie doesn't work as a dancer.
Sometimes I can't find a job as a dancer, so I work in shops or as a waitress. I worked in Harrods once. I worry about money too sometimes.
In 2007, just after she graduated, Natalie got a short but very exciting job.
I was really lucky because my second job was as a dancer on the film Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia was one of the most successful British films ever. The film earned over $600 million. The film starred the American actresses Meryl Streep and Amanda Seyfried, but many of the other actors were British. The writer, director and producer were also British. The film is about a wedding on a small Greek island, and there's a lot of dancing and singing in the film.
Unfortunately, I didn't go to Greece. They made a lot of the film at Pinewood Studios, just outside of London.
Pinewood is one of the most famous film studios in the world. It's the home of the James Bond films. They filmed Mamma Mia inside the huge 007 studio.
They built a Greek village inside the studio. It was amazing.
Natalie only worked on the Mamma Mia film for 2 months in 2007, but in 2009 she was in Mamma Mia again, this time in the theatre.
3 years after I graduated, I got a job in the West End theatre production of Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia opened in the West End in 1999. Today, you can see the show all over the world. There are over 30 actors and dancers in the show. Hundreds of thousands of people see the show every year. It's an exciting show to watch, and it was Natalie's favourite dancing job.
It was a brilliant job. I was in Mamma Mia for 1 year, and it was fantastic. I had a great time.
هاي الأسئلة المتعلقة بالمقطع الأول. هاي المتعلقة بالمقطع الثاني. هاي المقطع الثالث. وهذا المقطع الرابع. اوكي زين. هسه we get back to the textbook and we have describing feelings. تشوفون هذا ال vocabulary and listening. Describing feelings. We have 6 pictures and 6 adjectives. Annoyed, bored, excited, interested, and tired, and worried. يعني أريد كل وحدة من ذني الصفات اللي تنطبق على الصورة. We have number 2. He said use the words from the exercise 1 to complete the sentences. عندكم هنا sit 6 there are 6 items and there are 6 pictures and 6 adjectives. كل واحدة تنطبق على هذه الصورة تنطبق هنا. خلونا نسمعها طبعا راح أحلل لكم إياها.
Tape script 6.12. Describing feelings. 1. I went to bed late last night, so I'm very tired today. 2. My football team lost again. I'm really annoyed. 3.
I won £20,000 in the lottery. I'm so excited.
4. I can't find my house keys. I'm really worried. 5. I have nothing to do and nowhere to go. I am so bored. 6.
The professor gave a great lecture. I was really interested.
اخواني هذا الفرق بين الاي دي والاي ان جي بالادجكتيفز. هذا موضوع جدا مهم وموضوع يعني confusing. يسوي ارباك حتى عند المتقدمين باللغة. فما راح اشرح اليوم، راح اخليه for private or separate lecture or discussion to discuss it in details. ذكروني علي هذا شرح لكم شرح شوي إن شاء الله، وأخلي لكم فيديو توضيح أيضا عليه حتى تفهمونه يعني completely. Okay, thank you for your watching. Goodbye, see you.